Somebody kill somebody, everybody got family, somebody relate to him or somebody cool with him, you kill him. Now everybody that he was close with is trying to kill you. It's a never ending, or they gonna kill, let's kill somebody close to him.
Right. Hey, how does that end? How y'all stop that?
It don't stop. To everybody, all the people that playing the game, it's gone, you see what I'm saying? It's the last man standing. It's either you gonna be in jail, you gonna die, or you getting lucky around this bitch.
Bitch, I got my own, found on insecurity in the club. All they wolfing on the nigga, I thought you was a thug. I ain't got nowhere to go, I shot up everywhere they run. You know who took this shit from you, come get it back in blood. Bitch, come get it back in blood.
No, I ain't never did murder for hire. I don't know who be wearing that wire.
I'm saying though, they got 63rd niggas, some dirty ass niggas, man. Y'all talking about, I'm talking about, hey listen though man, the nigga on 64, but y'all 63rd niggas over there smoking crack.
What's up, what it do? Drill Time TV checking in once again. And Lil Durk legal team just made a bold move, asking the judge to throw out the case because the government allegedly presented false evidence to indict him. If true, this could change everything. But why is this defense team claiming government misconduct? We definitely go get into the details. But first, hit that like button for me one time and share this to spread awareness. And if you ain't subscribed to the channel, it's a good time to do it now. Hey, 100, I appreciate y'all. Real recognize real, let's jump right into it.
You're seeing with the same group of people, there is this tendency to just assume you, for some reason, are considered part of gang activity. And I really feel like they're targets. It's got to the point now, if there is a hip hop artist that's charged with a crime anywhere in the United States, I'm gonna get a phone call.
Now, according to Lil Durk attorneys, the government presented false evidence to the grand jury that indicted Mr. Banks on November the 7th, 2024. The plain language of this superseding indictment made it apparent that the government told the grand jury that Mr. Banks, through specific lyrics in his music, celebrated and profited from the revenge murder that he had ordered, namely that of SR in August of 2022. Damn. Man, that claim is demonstrably false. The song the government relied upon as evidence against Mr. Banks, Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, a song that was recorded by another artist, Babyface Ray, and on which Mr. Banks recorded a feature for, couldn't have been a commercialization of Mr. Banks' alleged murder for hire as the government represented to the grand jury. That's because Mr. Banks recorded the lyrics to Wonderful Wayne 7 months before the incident even happened. The government's misrepresentation in this superseding indictment, whether knowingly or reckless, undermines the integrity of the grand jury true bill against Mr. Banks. The court should dismiss this superseding indictment against him as a result. Relevant to the matter at hand, Mr. Banks has recorded a feature for Babyface Ray on Wonderful Wayne upon Babyface Ray request. The song in question was ultimately a tribute to Babyface Ray with a feature credit from Mr. Banks. Mr. Banks recorded his portion of the song in January of 2022, that being his last involvement with the song. Further production was done by producers and other industry professionals, but no changes to content or lyrics was ever made by Mr. Banks or anyone associated with Mr. Banks. All this information was readily available to the government outside of the four corners of this superseding indictment, but important to this court's consideration of egregiousness of the government's conduct and necessity of the relief contained in this motion. The issue of the timing of these lyrics was addressed by the undersigned defense counsel at Mr. Durk detention hearing on December the 12th, 2024. To counter this argument, counsel for the government presided to the court that even if the lyrics themselves were written 7 months prior to the charged conduct, a version of this song was modified that added audio from the news clip of Quando Rondo on top of the original song. Following this assertion at the detention hearing, and unaware of any such modifications attributable to Mr. Banks, the undersigned counsel asked the government to provide what they were referring to in the email correspondence. The government replied with videos that appeared to be taken from recent open open source YouTube searches that were in no way connected to Mr. Banks. This further complicates what evidence, argument, and instructions the government presented to the grand jury and will be addressed in more specificity below. The issue over the timing of Mr. Banks recording the lyrical verse in question is not one of frivolous or inconsequential value. It is quite the opposite. The government's misrepresentation about the creation and meaning of Wonderful Wayne are the linchpin of the superseding indictment theory of Mr. Banks' guilt. Indeed, the superseding indictment features it prominently. Following the attempted murder of Quando Rondo and the murder of Lil Pab, defendant Banks sought to commercialize Pablo's death by rapping about his revenge on Quando Rondo with music that explicitly references audio from a news clip taken shortly after Pablo's murder, where Quando Rondo screamed "No!" after seeing Lil Pab dead body. It is in fact the only material allegation that does not appear in the original indictment, which does not charge Mr. Banks, but appears in the superseding indictment, which does charge him. Then Durk lawyer speaks on the original indictment. He stated Mr. Banks was not charged in the original indictment. Instead, the indictment charged 5 other individuals: Kayvon Grant, DeAndre Wilson, Keith Jones, David Lindsay, and Asa Houston as principals in the alleged murder for hire allegation.
Can bleed whatever you want, I got your folks here.
Lil Durk appeared in federal court Friday afternoon, charged with allegedly masterminding a cross-country murder for hire plot that can land him decades in prison.
Let me catch y'all up to speed to let y'all know what we know for a fact. Check it out. Brown Eyes and Flocka from Lil Fo Mob TPG was the identified shooter that the Fed saying that was recruited by OTF Didi in the murder for hire of Quando Rondo. I guess Lil Pab became a casualty of war, being at the wrong place at the wrong time. They saying OTF Boogie was the driver while OTF Vonnie paid for the guns, cars, hotels, etc. Both of the shooters being from L4M hood left the drill fans baffled, and they thought it was real random being that Lil Durk in tandem with hoods like Tay-Town, Lamron, and O-Block that a bag of that magnitude to get dropped in the direction of Lil Fo Mob. But as we can see, OTF Didi been had rapport with L4M because he seen in one of their members' video at the 30-second mark about a year ago. You would have thought careful coordinating and planning went into play, but obviously that wasn't the case. Them boys fried green tomato. Moving along, on August the 18th, 2022, the day before Lil Pab murder, OTF members learned the Quando Rondo location from a longtime OTF affiliate, co-conspirator number 4. So Didi, Flocka, Brown Eyes, and Boogie allegedly fly out to California from Chicago with a one-way ticket to San Diego, along with co-conspirator number 2. Feds say on this same day that Durk traveled to California in a private jet with another conspirator, OTF Vonnie. How the story goes, Vonnie allegedly provided guns, ski masks, and hotel rooms for the killers on the OTF company car. Fuck you talking about? They went through Vonnie phone records along with co-conspirator 3 and had reason to believe a text message saying, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me," came from the alleged ringleader of this orchestrated hit, Lil Durk. Feds say they could link this phone to Lil Durk from a text message he made in February 2022. Self-identifying himself to an individual in Florida unrelated to this investigation. On the day of the murder, surveillance video shows that OTF followed Quando Rondo from his hotel and trailed him for hours leading up to the shooting. When Quando Rondo and Lil Pab stopped to get gas, Flocka, Brown Eyes, and co-conspirator 2 parked back there in the alley, popped out and did their thing and got the fuck on. And 50 minutes after the shooting, the feds had them a case. They got surveillance cameras all through Beverly Hills. Little did they know, doing a hit in Beverly Hills is equivalent to doing a hit in Chicago Gold Coast. It'll never end in your favor. Rest up, Duck. So following surveillance of the vehicles led them to an in-and-out spot in LA, where OTF Didi, Vonnie, and Flocka would arrive in murder vehicle number 1. Brown Eyes and co-conspirator 2 would arrive in a dark SUV. At this point, law enforcement was able to put faces to the ski masks that just jumped out and killed Lil Pab in cold blood. And documents stated that OTF Didi was responsible for the payment. A few hours later, Didi, Flocka, Brown Eyes, Boogie, and co-conspirator 2 was on the next thing smoking back to Chicago. Now the feds are gonna argue that Durk knew that they was on his trail, and that's why he made an attempt to publicly distance himself from suspected gang members and criminal activity by changing his name to Mustafa Abdul Malik and using Islam as a shield to do his dark deeds under. Fans are speculating that Durk knew it was just a matter of time, and his recent show at the United Center was in fact his going away party. And rumor got it that he wanted to make it a bash that they'll never forget. Feds say when they started raiding various suspects in Chicago, Durk was trying to get out the country to a place with no U.S. extradition, but they pinched him right before he boarded the plane. So basically, Durk defense team is saying that the only difference in the original indictment versus the superseding indictment is the fact that it names Durk as the individual referred to as co-conspirator number 1 in the original indictment, in addition to naming Mr. Banks. Importantly, the superseding indictment contains only one new material alleged fact that the original indictment doesn't. It avers that after the shooting, Mr. Banks celebrated his successful revenge through his music, displaying the lyrics, "Told me they got the addy, go, got location, go," quoting that Babyface Ray, Wonderful Wayne, and Jackie Boy feature Lil Durk. Durk defense argues for the superseding indictment allegations about the meaning of the lyrics to be associated to the Lil Pablo hit. Banks would need to have penned them after the August 19th, 2022 shooting, but instead, he wrote it 7 months beforehand. Attached as Exhibit 1 to the motion is a declaration of Justin Gibson, the producer and sound engineer who recorded Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, the song where the cited lyrics originally appeared. Gibson recorded Banks' verse, which Banks wrote and recorded simultaneously during this recording session. On January the 25th, 2022. Gibson uploaded the track at 5:39 p.m. that evening, saved it at 6:33 p.m., and finalized it at 7:21 p.m. IDing Mr. Banks' January 2022 lyrics. Therefore, it could not have been about SR homicide in August 2022. And unless the government is prosecuting Banks on the theory of extrasensory pre-science, the lyrics could not have soundly informed the grand jury finding a probable cause. The indictment assertion about Bank lyrics, their timing and their meaning is false. When Banks wrote the cited lyrics, Lil Pop killing was 7 months in the future. For Banks to be writing about that Quando Rondo incident would have been impossible. The only open question is how such patently false information came to be within the grand jury purview to begin with. One answer is the prosecutor that prepared and presented the government evidence knew that the evidence was false. Another is that the prosecutor who presented the evidence did not know it to be false, but the witness who conveyed it did. I wonder who that witness is. And the third is that the evidence that was obtained and presented with reckless disregard for patent falsity. As explained further below, regardless of the answer, a dismissal is warranted. The defense sought clarification by email about exactly what video the government was referencing that featured both the TMZ news footage and the Wonderful Wayne lyrics. The government responded that additional discoveries would be forthcoming, but it provided 2 links to examples of the reference video. The first was posted by a user with the handle of OTF Edit. The second was posted by a user with the handle @MyMixtape. These videos do in fact contain audio and video from news coverage of the shooting, in which Quando Rondo can be heard screaming, "No!" superimposed over the Wonderful Wayne lyrics. The problem with these productions, however, is that Mr. Banks did not create these videos, and the government failed to show any nexus between the manufactured video clips and Mr. Banks. These videos were not created nor posted at Mr. Banks' direction. The internet users who posted the videos, OTF Edits and My Mixtapes, are apparent fan pages maintained by people with no affiliation to Mr. Banks or only the family incorporated. The court should order production of the grand jury transcripts to clarify whether, in charge of Mr. Banks, did the grand jury erroneously attributed these or other fan page edits to Mr. Banks, as the government has clearly done. Long story short, Durk defense team is arguing that the government added new charges based on questionable evidence, while furthermore pinpointing misleading statements that influenced the grand jury, also citing how past cases have ruled when prosecutors misled a grand jury. It's a few possible outcomes. What happens if the motion granted? Well, if the motion is granted, Durk walk a free man. And if the judge doesn't dismiss, Durk attorney would like for the grand jury records released in hopes of exposing flaws in the federal case. Worst case scenario, if the motion is denied, Durk legal team continues to fight the charges and could always file a future motion based on new evidence. Cause look here, man, if the government really used false evidence, then this isn't just about Lil Durk. It raises big questions about fairness in federal criminal cases. In simple terms, Durk lawyers are saying if the feds lied or withheld key details to get this indictment, then the case is invalid. Free Smirk, do you think that the judge should dismiss this case? Hey, but who knows, you can't count him out yet, being that he just got them little rap lyrics on him and a little text message he possibly allegedly sent. Shit, he might get up out of there on that band. Hey, cause if it's a will, it's a way, hear me out. Drew Fineman said he prepared for war. But let me know what y'all know down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and tell a friend, and I'll catch you in the next one. Drill Time TV, I'm out.